everybody. Welcome to our Global Team Aloha call. This is one of my favorite calls that we all get to plug into. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome to the family, welcome to the team. If you're new to Zoom, if you're on your computer, there's a great little way to see everybody. It's called the gallery view up at the top right corner. If you're on your phone, you can scan to the left to see more people. That's always fun to see who is on with us. So I'm just super duper excited for our call tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Julie Mai. I'm an Elite Pro 8 out of the beautiful island of Kauai. Really nice to meet you. I'm so glad you're here. And we are going to have a phenomenal guest on the call this afternoon to go over some great training with us. Probably one of the hardest thing for the new person to get over. She's going to go over with us. So I can't wait for that. I'm just going to go over a couple announcements really quick. We have so much going on, you guys. It's such an exciting time within our team. I know, you know, with all the craziness around the world, you turn on the news and it's just one thing after the other, and people's hearts and people's lives are just kind of falling apart, you know, dissipating at the seams. And with this team, with this family of Life Vantage, with what we've created, we are connecting more than ever before. We have so much going on, and I'm going to go over a few things real quickly. You can always plug into our WhatsApp feeds, or you can call your leader. You can go on our Facebook pages and see, but just to kind of give you an idea of what you have to invite to, there's really no excuses not to share what we have right now. So on Tuesdays, we have our 11 a.m. Opportunity Zoom with Daisy. 3 p.m. on Tuesdays, we have our Corporate Opportunity Zoom, where they bring in a phenomenal elite distributor to go over the 52 slides. If you were on last week, you saw the amazing Cherise Matthews, who is our guest tonight. She nailed it. She killed it. I had to call her after. We laughed about it because it's a lot of information to cover. But, you know, when you have someone as good as she does, she really did such a good job. So that's on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. These are all Hawaii times, just FYI. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go over all the different times with you guys. You can do the math on our WhatsApp. Wednesdays, we have started our heart-to-heart wellness discussions. That's at 1 p.m. Hawaii. This week, we have a couple incredible guests that you don't want to miss personally, just to add value to your business. But also, if you have any guests, you guys, this is going to be a call that you want to invite to. I can promise you it's going to deliver. It's not going to disappoint. So that's Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Hawaii. Thursdays, we have our Thankful Thursday Share Opportunity in Business Zoom with Allison. So that's another great one that you get to invite to. 2:30, we have Sam Flake's Opportunity Zoom. We also have a product overview with the beautiful Kamaile out of Oahu. That's another great thing to plug yourself into. Friday, 8:30 a.m. with Daisy. Saturday, the 6 a.m. in Hawaii. I know it's early, but listen, when we first started this business and we had to travel to the premier schools and travel to the lead academies, for you to be able to not even roll out of bed, just stay in your pajamas, stay in your bed, throw on the webinar, and get trained by some of the best in the business. I've been on every single one I've been on. I've been blown away by the different trainings and the different ways that we can build this business, and it's just so awesome. So those success mastery trainings on Saturday mornings, you guys, are really good. As we know, they do take about a week to 10 days to go through compliance to get the recording of them. So just keep that in mind. I see a lot of people asking where the recordings are. You can find them on the official Facebook Life Vantage page. So with all that being said, I am going to introduce my good friend, Elite Pro 8, Cherise Matthews. She's calling in from the beautiful state of California. She is a mama of 3 beautiful boys. I mean, they are just drop dead gorgeous, like her and her husband, Ron. They have the biggest hearts. They're athletes. She has been one of my personal mentors from the very beginning. She's someone I connected with on stage. I just loved her presence. I love the way she spoke from her heart, her authenticity, the way she just came across so authentic, really touched me in a way that I knew we were going to be friends. And so we have just grown into a beautiful relationship, me and her. And she's also always supported my passion and my creative outlet of my jewelry design. I'm just so grateful for that as well. And so for one thing I wanted to say is, she is a talented lady. She somehow trained her dog to eat cucumbers over lamb chops. I don't know how she did it. She says she's just vegetarian. Maybe she'll be able to share a few tips with us. But if you don't follow her, go check out her Facebook page because it's pretty incredible. She loves theater. She loves you know, just being herself and just going all out at it. And I just love her for that. If you were in Long Beach and saw her presentation about the Disneyland skit, you guys, hands down, one of my all-time favorite presentations. She did such a great job. with that. So with that being said, I could go on and on, but with that being said, we're so excited to have you on the call, Cherise. You are just one of my dearest friends. I love you to the moon and back, and we're so grateful that you're on the call to share with us about how to overcome objections. So
Woo!
with that, take it away.
You, Julie, do go on, girl. No, just kidding.
Right?
Oh my gosh, what an introduction. Thank you so much, Julie. I adore you. And Julie, what a team. I'm looking at everyone on here and I want to give everybody hugs. I know. Look at everybody. I was at Costco the other day and this gentleman in front of me, he's like, he was kind of kept the line, not going. And he was on his phone and I said, excuse me, line's moving. He's like, oh, I was playing a game. And I'm like, oh, we're all learning something during this quarantine. He goes, hey, have you tried that? I think it's like Zoom something. Have you tried that? I'm like, dude, we've been doing that for like 5 years. So I love it. But Julie, your team has a look on this. I just want to give everybody a big hug. And everything that you've done all along here, you are so right, Julie. All the travel that from Hawaii to wherever, you guys did not make excuses at all. You never have. You've just done this business. And I admire you all for that. So I am just super honored to be on this call today. Wow. I'm looking at everyone with these big smiles and I'm like, woo, what are we talking about again? No, I'm just kidding. I do want to say this. I want to say in this business, oh, can I say one thing before we get started? Julie, I don't know if you know this, but I've never acted before. So you guys, when I did that in Long Beach, when I did that Disneyland skit, I kind of got myself caught up in the whole thing going, oh my gosh, can I actually do this? I've never acted before. I've never done that. So I'm in my office one day. I practiced that thing so much. I have a giant mirror here and I practiced over and over. And one day my little dog, who's like 8 pounds, she literally got up and looked at me like I was crazy. And she got up, walked out the office, and then came back around and looked back in like, what is going on in there? And I'm like, oh my gosh, she doesn't like it. I'm like, how can an 8-pound dog strip your confidence like that? Anyways, I'm myself. So I'm just going to be really real with you guys right now. If you have a piece of paper, I want you to get it out because I want to show you something. When Julie and I were talking after last week, I literally had notes all over my computer when I was giving that presentation for the company. I like to prepare. And I wanted to show you this. It's on my lap right now. If you think I don't take notes, this is all LifeVantage, everything. Now, wait. And this. Right? And so why I want to show you that is because this is my business. To me, this is my business. I want to show up prepared. I want to give you all value. So I am going to give you specifics on how to handle objections, and I want you to write that down. Okay? So let me move this. Hold on. All right. So my notes on this, if I'm looking down here, I'm looking at my notes. My notes on handling objections, when I actually wrote this, and I update it all the time, I wrote this back in May of 2013. And every time I go back to this and train on it, it is so applicable to today. These objections never change. So handling these objections, the more you do, the better you get at it. And in our business, oh boy, I'll tell you, we don't get as many objections as we used to, I feel like, and maybe that's just because of the fact that we just know more and people are savvier when they're looking at this business platform. So I personally don't get as many objections, but it's my favorite part of the business. And I want you to think of this way. This is going to become your favorite part of the business. I tell people all the time, bring more people, because my most fun I have in this business is when somebody gives me an objection. Now, maybe that was because I had a pre-law degree and I love to argue. Maybe. I don't know, but this has nothing to do with arguing. Just kidding. But this is what happens with objections. It's really just resolving a concern. That's all this is. So someone that's inquisitive, what they really want to do is they show potential to join our business. So someone that's giving you objections or inquisitive, it's just a question. They're inquisitive. You want them to be asking you questions. Would you think how many people you're going to talk to and you're just going to show them this opportunity and share it with them, and they go, great, let's go, let's get started. And you go, great, let's open up your computer and great, you never have to do another thing. It doesn't happen like that, okay? It's happened like once or twice, and those are never the ones that do the business anyways, right? The one that gives you the hardest time, welcome it. They're going to be your best person in your business. Welcome it, okay? So when they're inquisitive, it shows potential. So relax, take a deep breath on that, okay? Now, what happens is that these unanswered questions are just moving the prospect to more familiar ground. That's all we're doing. We're moving them to more familiar ground. Whenever I start with this, I always think of like a song that you play on the radio, and I'm kind of dating myself here, but you play a song on the radio and you hear this new song and you go like, what is that? And you kind of turn the channel. And then when you hear it again, you're like, ooh, wait a minute, I've heard that again. Ooh, wait. And then the next time you listen a little longer, by the fifth time you're rocking out to it, or we're at an elite academy rocking out together, right? You're making people more familiar throughout this whole process. So that's what you're doing with an objection handling or resolving concerns. And it's really a step-by-step. Most of these concerns fall into these categories. Is this an MLM, right? Is it a pyramid? I don't have the time. I don't have the money. Let me think about it. You guys have gotten that one, right? I'm not a salesperson. Let me try the product first, right? It really falls into one of these, okay? And think about this. They are testing your belief. Your confidence is everything. I always say the person with the most confidence in a conversation wins. And it's not about winning or losing, but it's really about they're testing you. Without even knowing it, they're testing your belief. So what their concerns really are two things. Is this for real? And can I do this? That's all it is. So they are testing your belief, but they're really asking, is it for real and can I do it? Okay. So first, and write this down, first you have to identify the risk and then eliminate it, okay? Because we have the fear of the unknown, don't we? We fear the unknown. Everyone is in fear of this pandemic because it's very unknown, okay? So if this is new to someone, they're most likely a little fearful of it because we're gonna be asking them to do something different. That's all this is. So if you show the reward, and if the risk is low and the reward is high, the decision is obvious. So the risk is low, reward high, decision, everyone's in, okay? So I want you to think about that. Always think about, how am I going to eliminate the risk for this person, and how am I going to show them the reward? Now, as we go through these, I always say this, the way, I always think of follow-up, handling objections, and closing, if you will, all in one. And I'm not going to go through the other two. We're handling objections, but the reason why I bring that up is because every single time I talk to people, there's a line that I've used for 10 years now, and it is, let's get started. And I say that all the time. My team is so sick of hearing me say, let's get started. If anyone hears, let's get started ever again, they're like, here goes Cherise, let's get started. But I tell you that for a reason, because it fits into the handling objections, okay? So, number one, when you're resolving the concern, two things you have to make sure you do. One is validate what they say. You're never arguing. You're always validating. These are valid concerns. Someone may not have the money. Validate that. Validate it. Somebody, whatever their perception is real. If they feel like they don't have time, validate that. So number one, validate what they say. And number two, without hesitation. Always. No hesitation. My 16-year-old, he was going to get his license this week. He had it all scheduled, and that's out the door right now, poor thing, right? But what do we always tell the new driver? Like, whatever you do, don't hesitate. If you're going to change lanes, go, right? You know, if you're going to be, whatever it is, just don't hesitate. You know, I don't know, you don't run across the street ever, but I mean, if you're going to run across the street, don't hesitate. I'm looking at them, they're outside playing. That's why I said that. So same thing goes here. Do not hesitate. And why I say that is because when you validate someone and they feel heard, they're right here. They're right here in your hand. Okay. So those two things, validate what they say without hesitation. Okay. So let's jump in. I'm going to jump into these very quickly as in, is this an MLM? Okay. So number one, if someone actually says, is this network marketing? Is this, if someone says, is this one of those things? I say, what are you talking, what's one of those things? Please explain. Yeah, get them to actually say network marketing, or get them to actually say, multi-level marketing. Okay. Because if they say, is this a pyramid? I say, no, it's not. Let's get started. It's not, right? So is this pyramid? No, it's not. Let's get started. Done. But if it's one of those things, okay, what is one of those, what is it? Explain what you're asking. And without hesitation, I think I know what you're talking about here. What are you talking about? Just please clarify for me so that you get them talking about, is this network marketing? Is this an MLM? Okay. And then and if they say, okay, yes, is this network marketing? Is this a direct sales? Is this MLM? Say, absolutely. And guys, this one in particular, and this is the reason why I start with this one, because people have this concern when they're like, oh my gosh, they're going to ask me, is this a network marketing? Because a lot of people themselves have an issue with it. Even, people that are in the business have an issue with it, right? So I always say, the moment they say that word, you guys, I have so much gratitude for this business like you wouldn't believe. And I say, absolutely. I mean, that comes out of my mouth. And I'll tell you why. A month ago, when this whole thing went down, my husband has a janitorial company and we were walking the dog. And they clean all the medical buildings here. And he is so stressed out. I'm telling you, 250 employees. I mean, it is like stress. And he said, Cherise, do you realize that now in our careers, your business has not only survived 2 economic crises, it has thrived in this arid economic crisis. It has thrived in it 2 times in our career. It's not only survived, it has thrived. So when someone says, is this network marketing? I said, absolutely. What do you know about it? Do you see how there's no hesitation? They're testing your belief. They're testing your belief every time. Okay? And when we start saying, I'm looking at my notes, you guys, this was 2013, and I'm actually looking at this, and it says, do you know that Donald Trump, when asked if he could do it all over again, said he would do network marketing? Don't do that anymore. We got to update these notes. Okay. Anyways. Wow. No, but you can also say, you can go through the brilliance of network marketing, but this is where I want to go with this. I'm laughing at that. That's funny. I'm sweating now. Okay. So what I do want to say is this on that. You can say take them away. If they're really kind of negative towards it, because they may not be, but if they are negative, say, hold on. Please describe to me what your perfect business platform looks like. What does your perfect business look like? If you were going to be involved with a perfect business for you, what does it look like? And get them talking. Get them talking. Gosh, the perfect one would be something I have a passion for, something I don't have employees or very little, something that doesn't cost a lot. You guys, 100% of the time, they will describe network marketing. Not 99% of the time, 100% of the time. If you have them describe their perfect business, it is network marketing, okay? So I don't want to spend the whole time on that, but just know that's very simple way to go through. And then really, you guys, I always come back to, wow, that business sounds incredible. Let's get started. I mean, sometimes people just need that little push and they're throwing objections at you because they just don't know what to do next. My son, 18 months old, my first son, when he was, He never had an ice cream before, very first ice cream. And he literally picked up the ice cream and he looked at it. He was all excited, and it was a hot day, Southern California, and he did this. And I'm like, what is he doing? He was rubbing the ice cream on his head. It felt great. I was like, oh gosh, I have to teach him that you lick the ice cream cone. So we got a new ice cream lick. He's all excited. You guys, that's all this is. It's taking someone that thinks network marketing is this to, oh my gosh, it's this. It's amazing. That's all this is. Okay. Okay. We're going to move on. Is this a pyramid? No. Let's get started. Okay. I don't have the time. Right now is the most perfect time because we all have, I've never before, I've been in this industry for a long time. There's never been before where the I don't have time objection just got deleted. It's crazy. It literally just got deleted while everyone is sitting in front of our computers. It's like all of a sudden I have the time. Wow. It just, and if someone says though, because hey, perception is reality to them, and they say, I don't have the time, most times just an excuse. But if they say that, it's very simple to say, oh gosh, girl, I know you are so busy. Validate. You are one of the busiest people I know. Tell me, what are you so busy with? Get them talking. Let them explain what they're busy. Well, I've got kids in all different directions. We're in sports. I've got my church group. I do this. I've got, I'm doing this charity, run that we have to put together. I've got, oh gosh, what else? And then blah, blah, blah. Great. Wow, you are busy. What else? Oh gosh, and I've got blah, blah. Great. As you're writing it all down, you just made your list. You just made your list. Because they start telling how busy they are with all the people that they're involved with. That is so perfect. Wow, yes, you are so busy. Tell me what you're so busy with. I know you're so busy. Let them tell you. And then you write it down and you go, wow, you just made your list. Amazing. You guys, let's get started. Okay? Let's see. I don't have the money. This one's my favorite one. Can I just say that really quickly? This is my favorite one. Listen, never before. I mean, my goodness, we can get involved in LifeVantage right now for without a starter kit and some product. I mean, this shouldn't even be an objection right now, but it's real. And especially right now, especially people are really hurting. And this is like, we want to go scream it from the rooftops that we have a way for them to earn income, don't we? We want to scream it. So, that is when someone says, you know what, this is great, but I don't have the money. And I say, wow, how does that make you feel? Ugh. Get them talking again, right? Get them talking again. So on that may sound a little insensitive at first, but I don't mean to make it sound insensitive, but to say, I totally understand where you're coming from. I've been there. How does that make you feel? I think everyone's been there. Has not everybody been there? You guys, when I very first got involved in this business, I thought I was going to be a millionaire in network marketing. And I was in college and I went $40,000 in debt because we had to buy a ton of product and I had no idea how to do this and I had nothing and it was ugly. Let's just say this, it was ugly. Okay. I know how you feel. Wow. I know how you feel. I've been there. How does that make you feel? Get them talking about it and then say, okay, so if there was a perfect business or perfect way that you could earn money right now, describe it. 100% of the time, they describe network marketing, okay? And also what you're doing is eliminating the risk and then you're showing them the reward. Eliminate the risk. What if there was a way that you could start working right now? Are you willing to work for it though? Are you willing to work for it? What if there's a way that I could show you that this has very little risk, okay? And look at the upside reward. Guys, I was a personal trainer for years and years and years. And there is no way, I'm an elite pro 8. There's no way I could earn that kind of income as a personal trainer that I can earn here. And listen, I was literally handcuffed to stairs, running up and down stairs all the time with my clients. And if they didn't show up, I didn't get paid. Right. And so I actually, what I did was I pull up and it says, hey, go do this at any level. It doesn't matter if you're pro 2 or pro 3, it doesn't even matter. Look at the average salaries of people in this country. And you pull up and just Google this. It's crazy. What the average point makes is more than the salary of the average salary of a doctor in this country. Okay? Without all that risk, without the risk, and look at all different salaries in it. It doesn't have to be a doctor, it could be a teacher, it could be anything. And so eliminate the risk, because this is really no risk. The only risk is, are you willing to work for it? That's it. And most people are so willing to work. Most people want to work. So, all right. So that right there, validate it. And how does it make you feel? And when they go, oh, it's hard. How about we make sure or no, if they say, I can't afford it, right? Not just say, I don't have the money, but I can't afford it. How does that make you feel? And they get talking and say, what if we could eliminate that from your vocabulary so you never say that again? How would that make you feel? Oh my gosh, if I could afford anything, I would. Oh my gosh, get them dreaming, you guys. Raise the reward, get them dreaming. Okay, I'm not a salesperson. I don't know if anyone really says that much anymore, but people do, right? I'm not a salesperson. Thank goodness. Oh, I'm not a salesperson. Woo, thank goodness. Salespeople are horrible at this business. I am so glad you're not a salesperson. Oh, great. Let's get started. It's really that simple, you guys. You do not have to look at this as some big, giant obstacle, right? I'm not a salesman. Oh, thank goodness, girl. Salespeople do horrible in this. I'm so glad you said that. Let's get started. I must say, let's get started so many times that by the end of it, they're like, okay, let's get started. Let's lick the ice cream cone. All right. One of the only last ones, unless you guys have more, is let me think about it. Yeah, okay. Again, no hesitation. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Just validate it. Validate what they're saying. People do have to think about it, right? Listen, I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Great. Let me help you think about it. Let's get you started with some products so that you can take the product while you're thinking about it. I mean, you just get them. Let's register you in the system. You can think about this all you want, right? And then I'm going to continue to feed you some information because I know you're so savvy in business, whatever, this is the thing, you guys. Really understand your prospects. Understand them. Really understand them. I mean, it's like listening is love delivered. Listening is love delivered. And when you're listening and you're validating those people, you guys, I'll never forget. I was sitting with a surgeon one time, and this guy was a surgeon, and we were sitting and we're talking, and I'm trying to describe the products and all the science. And I finally was like, all right, dude, hold on. What's your most favorite thing to do? And he's like, really? And I'm like, no, your most favorite thing. What is your most favorite thing to do? And he's like, I love playing soccer with my girls. I love going home after a really long day, and they love soccer. I love soccer. That's what we bond together. And I love playing soccer. And so I hung on to that because I was using that for the objections. Trust me. Take what they love the most and bring it around. And so at the very end, it's like, you know what, Dr. So-and-so, let's get you playing soccer with your daughters again. Let's get your time back. Let's get started. Bring that dream around. Bring it back around. And you could use that with anything. If someone said, I don't have the money. Ooh, I know. How does that make you feel? Right? I know. Ouch. Yeah. Let's get you back playing soccer with your daughters. Let's get started. I don't have time. I know you're so busy. Wow. No, you just made your list. Great. Let's get you back on the pitch with your daughters. Let's get started. I mean, seriously, this is what it is. I'm a therapist. I don't want to read I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to read everything you're saying, right? So it's truly about opening up your heart to hear what people are really saying. It's not an argument.